I found a quilt block swap site on Facebook. I decided I wanted to do a block swap. Never done that before. This might be kind of fun, hoping it is anyway. And this is the one site. I think it's also another site. I think they've either split or they've grown. Or so here's one of the Facebook pages. And there's the other Facebook page. And this month's is a string quilt. So I have gotten all my stuff together and we're going to give it a try. Well, I have never done a block swap before, so this is definitely something new for me. So I have asked if I could sign up for the February Scrappy String. So I've sent them a couple questions because, of course, I'm a self-taught person, and I want to make sure if I'm showing this for someone else that I am following the instructions to the letter. I want them to be pleased with whatever I send them. So I need to make 20 blocks, 20 string blocks, and then I will send 16 of them to one of the administrators of the site. And if I'm understanding it right, I'll be getting some back. And then I'll put them all together. So this ought to be fun. It'll be different, be interesting. And this is a new technique for me. So I hope you'll join me as we learn this technique together. So I decided to go the very easy way. I went to my shelving and my stash, and I found a small jelly roll. This is one from Joann's. I believe it has 20 strips to it. You can also get these off of Amazon. And these are 2.5 inches wide. The instructions for the string quilt are no bigger than 1.5 inches. So I think I'm going to be safe with this if I just maybe cut them in half. And I can do that. But the first thing I want to do, of course, is open it up. And even though it's got a ribbon there, it's knotted. So I just take my scissors, unroll it, and then I'm going to press them just a little bit just to kind of get them more flat. So we'll press these, and then I'll bring them back to the cutting board and I will start cutting them. So I have now pressed and made these just a little bit flatter, not as roly-poly. And I am going to take one of my strips from my mini jelly roll, and I am going to, I think I'm going to cut right about 1 inch. One thing to keep in mind, they're not always perfect. You can look at the ruler here and you can see that they are not exact. And that's okay, because we can fix that. I'm going to put my cutting edge right here on the 1 inch line. I love this ruler. Talk about safety and precision. So there's one strip. Okay, so now I know that side is definitely even. And then I'm going to make this one 1 1/4. So again, I want to have nice even edges. That just kind of helps out. Sure, I'm just covering up those little dots. So, one down. And then you're just going to do that for the rest of them. And you can do this with your stash. You can always just cut out strips. And then just cut these into 1 inch strips. So if you didn't want to buy a jelly roll and do it the way I'm doing, just go to your your stash, iron it out, you know, press it out a little bit, and just 1 inch, 1.5. Go to your scrap bag. And the instructions on this one, the pieces should not, your strips should not be over 1.5 inches. So like I said, I'm going to cut some 1 inches, and if they're not perfect, you know, then they don't all have to be the same size. If I'm understanding this correctly, you don't have to have the exact same size of your strips. You know, like you can do in your corners, you could even use some squares. And this one I'm going to line up on the side here. Yep, we're nice. So that one's going to be a little bit bigger than the other one. Try to give it a little bit of texture and technique. Well, I'm going to go through and finish cutting these into the appropriate size strips, and then we'll pick up from there. Meanwhile, why don't you enjoy this clip while I'm cutting, and then we'll get back. See you in a minute. Wow. There's Sweetie, all comfy. Hi, honey. Phineas cozying up next to some laundry. At least he's not on the laundry. He's just next to the laundry. Phineas. Hi. Hi. One more, sweetie. Hey. Yeah. So you want to say hello to the camera? Back to the laundry. Yep. Okay. Alright, so I cut out some 6-inch squares of muslin to be my foundation to sew on. I have got strips that I've cut out from my jelly roll. And I'm just going to kind of measure it from corner to corner, overlapping. And I'm going to cut. Put that one aside. Take another one, about the same length. Put that aside. I like, and what I found in practicing this, is that I want to have this right at the corner. And then we'll put that one down on top. And I am using a 1/4 inch piecing foot so that I have a nice guide. And I'm not pinning it this time, which is very different from me, because I'm known to be a pinner, but I'm going to try this without pinning. So hanging onto it there. And you could use some fabric glue. I don't have any at the moment, so I'm not. Lining the edge up with my piecing foot. And then we're just going to stitch it down. Then we'll double check this to make sure it's nice and straight to the other corner. ta-da! We've got our first stitch done. You can kind of finger press this down, or you can actually press it with the iron. Your choice. Just remember, don't iron it, just press it. Alright, let's see, what other color, what other strip? I think I want a thin strip this time. About right there. And I'm going to line that up with the piece that's right there. And I'm going to hang on to it. You know what, I can't do this. I need my pins. And that is perfectly alright. If it's not, oh well, too bad. And nice 1/4 inch seam, stopping from my pin. And you're just going to keep on going until you have this whole piece of muslin or white fabric or whatever it is that you're using as your foundation. I have seen some videos where they actually use foundation paper, and I think that is fine. We're going to take another piece, and I kind of like to go side to side. Go ahead and plan that one for there, and then oh, and let's do this one on this side. And again, I'm just going to quickly pin that down. So it's nice and straight. Yep. Okay, and you're just going to keep on doing this until you get the piece of fabric covered. You do not have to use a jelly roll. You can use your scrap. It's a great scrap buster. I think I've said before I like the assembly line method.
I love to have the cream soda that's labeled vanilla cream, and unlike all the others.
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
So the vanilla cream's yours?
The vanilla cream soda or the cream soda is all for butterbeer. Until we do the butterbeer, it is off limits. Okay? And I'm videotaping. I'll be back up in a minute. Thank you for asking. And we just keep on going down. My kids are great, aren't they? Okay. I'm going to go press this with the iron. I'll be right back. Alright, that's better. Much flatter. And let's do this one. I don't know if you can tell, but I do not have a pattern on this. I am just kind of winging it for what I think, what I've got and what looks halfway decent, and trying not to put the same fabrics next to each other. You could make sure that your first one is always the same color, and that way you've got a similarity between the blocks. You could always make sure that your very last one is the same, so that, you know, it's all up to you. Total control. Let's lay that one down. Quick press, be right back. Alright, let's see what else I've got here. Got this one. What have I not used? Oh, I've used that one. Well, I may have to duplicate. That's okay. Let's do this one here. And let's go ahead and do that one there. And we're about to finish this up. And then the very important step, squaring up your square. Oops, and then this one. Quick press, and then we'll be finishing this up. Alright, so now we're going to square this up. Now I like to make sure I can see things very clearly, so I'm going to choose my very first line as my very center diagonal. I'm going to take a fabric pen and I'm just going to kind of color it so that I can see it very clearly through my ruler. I have a 5.5 inch Omni Grip grid ruler by Omni Grid. So it's 5.5, so this is just a perfect size. You can do them in any number of sizes. Again, this is when it's all up to you. This happens to be the size that the swap asked for, so this worked. So hopefully you can see I'm lining that up, not lined up. So I'm going to line this diagonal. And I'm just going to kind of square it up, following the lines. Now it should just be perfect. It is. And you have a string block. These are some that I had done. Then when they go together. So this is what it would look like if you made sure that the first strip was the same. So these are some I had done the other night. And these come up so nicely. And by using that first line as my diagonal strip, I get a nice clean points. They should all match up together. You can do any number of things. You could do them all the same way. Okay, you could do them opposite way. It's all up to you. But this is what they're asking for on the swap. I'm going to make a total of 20 of these. And then I will mail the administrator 16. And then we'll kind of go from there. I hope this has been helpful. Come back and we'll see what a larger string quilt looks like. This one, I had never made one of these before. This was actually kind of fun. I've got some ideas for trying to make another one. And I'm looking forward to being a little creative and a little crazy. I love hearing my husband say, "Boy, is that busy." If you make one of these, send me pictures. Let me see what you do with them. I am interested in seeing what other people can do. I'm still a beginner. I'm still learning, always learning, but I have fun. And that's the number one thing. Make sure you're having fun with this. Enjoy your fabrics, enjoy your colors, enjoy your time with your sewing machine. Hope y'all are having a great day, and don't forget to subscribe. And come back to see us as we explore some other sewing adventures or other family adventures. This is, after all, Crazy Dave's crew. And trust me, the crew is just as crazy as Dave is. Have a great day. Bye.